Welcome to this online webinar hosted by Celotex. The webinar is designed to provide product and installation guidance online. Over the course of the next few slides we will explain a little bit more about the product and its features, how to install the board, with a few words on the leading leaf, cutting and fitting of wall ties, what to do at corners and openings, and then best practice at floor-to-wall junction. The product. Celotex CF5000 is a high-performance, full-fill cavity wall solution which is fully BBA certified. Making use of the whole of the cavity width, CF5000 optimises the thermal performance through the wall and such achieves a lower U value without having to widen the cavity. This means space is optimised to ensure plot efficiencies. Celotex has a full set of bespoke thermal bridging models most commonly used in standard domestic dwellings. These can be downloaded from the Celotex website. The design of each model includes Celotex CF5000 within the cavity wall. When used as part of the design, they offer a significant contribution to the improvement of the fabric energy efficiency. When Celotex CF5000 and Celotex thermal bridging models are used as part of a whole house SAP calculation, they provide assessors the opportunity to simplify compliance. Some of the product features. Celotex CF5000 is a PIR full-fill cavity wall board with aluminium foil faces on both sides. All four sides of the board are specifically engineered with a rebated edge which jigsaw together to close off the passage of wind-driven rain crossing the cavity wall. The board is 97mm thick to fit into a 100mm cavity. This 3mm gap allows for mortar squeeze when building the final masonry leaf and tolerances of construction materials. The board dimensions are 1200 by 450mm and such are sized to fit between standard wall ties, and the thermal performance of Celotex CF5000 is a 21 lambda, which means 97mm in a 100mm cavity gives a 0.18 U value. Installation and wall ties. The rebated edge stands 15mm high and 30mm wide. The rise of the rebated edge is in contact with the inner leaf. So the rise of the thinner rebated edge faces away from the external leaf and points upwards. A Celotex CF5000 is offered up to the wall ties start to self-cut into the insulation foam. The wall tie is then tapped into the rebated foam edge with the trowel handle. A small cut can be made into the rebated edge in which the wall tie sits if preferred. The wall tie should be placed with a slight downward slope towards the external leaf, directing any moisture away from the building. When it comes to the leading leaf, it is recommended that the outer leaf is constructed first to help minimise the number of brick cuts and around openings and to clean mortar snots from the inside of the outer leaf. However, it is fair to say that either leaf can lead. 97mm in a 100mm cavity allows for mortar squeeze when building the final masonry leaf. The boards are fitted tightly together by slotting the rebated edges together in a jigsaw effect. Corners and openings. Celotex CF5000 is used around corners by cutting away the rebated edge. This forms a butt edge. This allows the board to be installed around corners and openings. Celotex CF5000 is a simple PIR board with foil faces and is therefore easy to cut. The insulation should be cut using a sharp knife and straight edge to ensure an accurate, smooth and even finish. This will ensure that boards can be tightly butted together where required, with no air gaps between the interfaces. When it comes to corners, both external and internal corner junctions, the boards should be butt jointed by removing the rebated edge. The corner joint should incorporate a vertical DPC to stop wind-driven rain seeping through the joint and contacting the internal leaf. The vertical DPC should overlap 150 mm beyond the board ends at all courses. With reveals and openings, where the boards are required to fit around an opening, again the rebated edge is trimmed as described before. Where the butt edge is tightly fitted to the opening surface, suitable damp proofing should be used, again to prevent wind-driven rain migrating onto the inner leaf. Extra wall ties are often required around openings. Wall ties should not pierce the centre of the Celotex CF5000 board. This is a potential point of moisture ingress. Instead, it is recommended that additional wall tie is included within 225 mm of the opening on each board course level to satisfy the structural requirements of the wall. Floor-to-wall junction, best practice advice at this area. Where insulation is installed under a screed or concrete slab, perimeter upstand insulation should be provided at all exposed edges. This should be installed to a minimum depth of 150 mm below the damp-proof course to provide suitable edge insulation to the floor slab and reduce thermal bridging at this junction. The first row of insulation is fitted against the leading leaf onto the first row of wall ties, so the thin rise of the rebated edge is in contact with the inner leaf. A cavity tray is often installed at this point, which crosses the cavity. With Celotex CF5000, the DPC is installed in the usual way from ground floor to inner leaf, but then stops, and a second strip is embedded at the same level within the external leaf. Thank you very much for listening to our Full Fill webinar. My name is Debbie Berger, a product manager at Celotex. If you require any more information, then please don't hesitate to contact us.